Okay, I wasn't actually going to record this. I started to work on this and then decided to go ahead and record anyway. Might as well. What else is the point to recording it? I mean, it's not like any of this is actually any more interesting than anything else. So I'm doing some debugging. What I've done is I got it to where I can't just do anything but I've got it to where right now I can't select this guy, and of course I get mail. But I can't select this guy, and it selects this guy instead. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to try to figure out why that would possibly be happening. So I'm going to go through team 0, 1. I have it paused, so nothing else will happen. See, I can't select that guy. It selects the other guy. I'm just going to go through and I'm going to look at what everybody's values are. Okay. So, 3, 4. See, this should make sense. This should work fine, because when I click on this guy, it should select, it should have his, let's see what his team ID is. Should be 4. But it's not, it's 5, aha! Wait, oh frick, I forgot the comma. Nope, it's still 5 though. See, he's, that's weird. Let's see what, 3. And his is 4. See, this is a simple thing, I mean, you should know, like, it's clearly wrong. What's 2? 2 is right, 2 is 2. Oh, okay, now we know what the problem is. This is why we have this debug tool. I now know what the problem is. For some reason, when he's killing himself, he's getting the wrong team ID to the wrong guy. See, it's got to do with this remove from team. It's giving the wrong team ID to everybody. Oh, yeah, see? Done, fixed. I had it set to, it was giving it the next guy's team ID instead of their own team ID. Simple, fixed, done. Oh, except for whatever errors I end up getting or whatever. Inevitably. Fight, you cowards, fight. Oh, that guy died. I like that it's actually going through. It's actually going to the next guy. I didn't even know that I didn't know that would work. I had no idea. Yeah. Okay. Everything's working actually. Hell, I could even say like game if team if there is no one left in the team. Game end. There. Now if either team runs out of players, the game ends. Yay. Not that there's any strategy to it. I mean, it's just sort of it's sort of pause at the start and tell everybody to attack everybody else and kind of hope for the best, because it's randomized the damage between like a high and a low. I'll just have to keep playtesting because I know there's going to be errors. I don't want to go forward until I've figured out what all those errors are. Oh, somebody died. God, they can't fight worth shit. This guy's gonna die though. Here, you go attack that guy. Oh shit. I lost! Okay. So there you go. It's actually working about how I'd wanted to get it to work. There's a couple of weird issues. Well, there's a couple of little things, really. And, you can't really... Your guys always lose. One of the things I wanted to add in, this is part of the design document. It's not in here, I don't think, but, yeah, because I haven't actually added to that part of the this design document. I might do that later. I don't want to. It's bad enough watching me code. I don't want you to have to watch me type out the design document either. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start working on this because I know what it does. Basically, right now the way it works, it starts out nobody has any orders, and the game just sort of goes, and the bad guys run straight up to your guys and kill them. What I want to do is I want to make it so that I want to give it it's almost like a turn-based sort of feel, because I want to make it so that when anybody doesn't have any orders, it'll actually just snap to them, have them selected, snap to them, and pause the game so you can give them orders. That way, it doesn't have that, it doesn't force you to end up having to watch what everybody's doing, watch for your guys just sort of sitting there and, say, oh shit, he needs to do something. It'll tell you. So that'll be less of a problem. And this is just a little thing. Like I said, I want to get it to where it works sort of like how it's going to work in the final game. Obviously, there aren't any obstacles. There aren't any, like, you might be in the forest or something with trees, to move around, and you'll have different kinds of weapons, short range, long range, Right now, it's just, it's like they're fisticuffs or something, I guess. So they're punching each other in the face until they die. But I just want to get that working. Like I said, I don't like having a to-do list. I don't like having, a schedule. I'm bad with that sort of thing. So I'm just going to work on whatever I feel like working on. This is what came to mind. So what it's going to do is it's going to automatically pause the game. It's going to go through the list of your guys. We'll make a variable that'll be destroyed at the end of this script, and I'll say for I equals 1, I is less than or equal to team 0, 0. So it'll go through your entire list of units, and it'll say it'll figure out if they have orders. And what it'll have to do, it'll have to say, well, hey, actually, come to think of it, why does that work? Enemies actually run off and attack somebody else, but the instance, I wonder if setting them to invisible makes it so it returns false. For instance, exists. Before I do the thing I was about to do, let's go ahead and go through here and get somebody killed again and see if we can test if they exist. Yeah, you come over here. Die. Die. Get him. Thank you. Okay. Oh, I forgot. I forgot to actually... Ooh, we're in wrong button again. I haven't actually been editing, so I guess I'll leave all the gaffes in where I fail. I don't know. That's probably more amusing than anything else anyway. Yeah, go over there. Kill him. Kill him in the face. What we're going to do is say instance exists 1000008. Oh no, it's still returning as true. So I'm trying to figure out why they changed their... That's very odd. I don't actually see any reason that they would decide to do that. Okay, weird. And it's also, I actually just saw it not change the selection. I was just saying selected equals 1. Well, what if 1 doesn't exist? What if 1's the ones that dead? Oh well. Well, I guess 1 is always alive, isn't he? As long as you still have some teammates. Anyway, doesn't matter. That didn't work for some reason. Don't care. But, yeah, I still don't get why they would actually decide to attack somebody else. Oh, I know why, because they're constantly looking for the nearest guy, and if that guy's been removed from the list, they'll no longer be nearby, because it doesn't even register on their radar anymore. But your characters actually try to test if the guy exists. If instance exists, target, then does all this stuff. And they're no longer destroyed, and they'll never be destroyed, actually, because I don't like the way that works. I think it removes it from the, it removes that ID and then actually moves everybody else down. And suddenly everybody's ID is different, and I can't work like that. So I'm not actually doing this anymore. But, Sorry, but there's one they fear. Still excited for Skyrim. I actually just bought that. Pre-ordered, anyway. So, I had to make sure that they're, if not target.dead, is what I'm actually going to say. And instead, target equals -4, which means there's no longer a target. There. Now they should no longer target somebody who's dead. That's fixed. And then, let's see. Next thing I was going to do, I was going to work on making it so that it actually goes to the next guy. There. So we'll go through each of your units, and test if they have orders. So I have to figure out how to test that, which shouldn't be. I think it's just if they have a target and they're not moving any, and if they don't have a target and they're not moving anywhere, which is target. So let's see. If I dot target less than 0, and see, can't remember if that was right. Is it move to? It's move to. There. Okay. So if they don't have any orders, pause. I think it's just pause. It might be. See, I never remember what a variable is called. Yeah, it's just pause. Pause is true. So pause the game. Selected equals I. So now I should select that guy. So it'll pause the game and select that guy. Oh, actually, instead of saying that, I should do select move cam, so that I think select move cam takes in. Anyway, I got a spam. Okay, so what was I doing? Where am I? Oh, yes. I had to make sure that this actually. Right, yes, that's all it does. Cool. Alright, that should work. Now it should move the select and move the camera to anybody who doesn't have orders. Automatically. Oh, it doesn't break. Shit. Oh, I have to make it so that when it finds one, it breaks out of that for loop, so it doesn't just keep going and go to the last guy. It should go to the first guy and stop there. Okay. Much better. I hope. I didn't start the timer again. I don't know how long I've been. Probably not that long. Okay, goes to the first guy, and now the game should be paused automatically. Oh, la 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 la. Trying to think of how to make this work right. What's the best way I could do it? I could make a variable that keeps track of if it's already done this selection. Or I could just make it so it doesn't snap the camera, but it has to. Oh, I know. Duh. This is actually a really simple fix. Why didn't I think of this before? And selected is not already the guy you're looking at. Duh. If you're not already selecting the guy. As if you're already selecting the guy, it shouldn't do this, because you already know. I know he has no orders. The problem with that is, right now, it would mean that it does that, apparently. Oh, I know. It still needs to break. Okay, I know how to fix this. The problem with this is it's actually going to, if I try to select the second guy, if I'm like, okay, I don't want him to have orders, if I try to select the second guy, it'll, if I try to select the second guy, it will actually move back to the first. Or anybody, really. If I select anybody else, it'll move back to the first. And that's a problem later. For now, I'm going to leave it. See, boop, I can't select anybody else because this guy didn't have any orders. But maybe I don't want him to have orders. Oh, and apparently That made the game move? That's fun. Okay, let's say he does that. He attacks him. He attacks him. He attacks him, and he attacks him. I should be able to unpause because everybody have orders. And in theory, hopefully somebody will die on their team. Kill him. No, kill him. Shit. Oh, okay. My guys are... Oh, he ran out of orders. He actually managed to kill somebody, so I'm going to tell him to do that. And they killed him. Oh, but it didn't pause when he ran out of orders. I don't get why that happened. In theory, his target should be set to nothing as soon as that guy is dead. I get it. It's because he was already selected. It had that guy selected, the first guy on the list. So, when it went to pause the game and tell me that he didn't have orders, it didn't pause the game because, well, I already had him selected, right? We'll just move this up here so that it at least pauses the game. Maybe I could have a button to, you know, tell you to tell it that you don't want them to have orders. You could press W and that makes them wait. I don't know yet. Depends on how I want to make it, work. But W could be actually an order. Yeah, and the order is to wait. Because there's other things they could be doing besides, you know, moving around too. But obviously waiting is technically probably a bad thing. They should probably be doing something, but if you want to make them not do anything, you can make them not do anything. I suppose. It should be an option. But right now it isn't. In fact, it forces you to look at the guy that's... So that should actually work better now. But what's odd is I find it interesting that these guys have already moved slightly. Look at that. Isn't that kind of creepy? But as I give these guys orders, it goes to the next one. And then it lets me play the game. Oh, he actually managed to kill one. Go him. And then he died, especially Heath Ledger. Yeah, just playtesting now. Let's have everybody attack the same guy. I wonder if I can actually get to kill something with that. Oh, he apparently doesn't have an order. There it goes. Everybody kill that guy. Kill that guy in the face. Kill that guy in the face now. Now, that guy. Hey, I might actually win. Oh, one of my guys died though. There's really no strategy to it if you, at this point, is there? They just attack him. They had to go around... Oh, that's interesting. They had to go around the guys that were already dead. I'll make them not solid too. Right now they're not visible, but I'll just have to make them, when they die, make them not solid. Or I could make them like a splatter, and they had to walk around the dead body or something. But for now, since they just turn invisible, we'll say they're not there, because that's probably makes more sense, really. There's solid equals false. There. Okay. That'll fix that problem. And that's pretty much the end of the video. So we've basically got what we've got right now. We've got it to the point where it's playable the way I want it to be playable, essentially. What I'm going to start to do is I'm going to try to I'm going to tweak some of what I've got already so that you know, it works a little better. Like I want, you know, like that to work slightly differently. I want it to be spinning. I want it to be, you know, so right now, like, if you press space, you know, stuff like this. Like if I press space while I've, not everybody has orders, they'll, it'll kind of move the game forward slightly. So I should make it so that, so, you know, I mean, I need to make it so that, like, maybe if I press space, it gives everybody who doesn't have orders, maybe it gives them all the weight order. So if I press space when it's got somebody selected, hey, this guy doesn't have any orders, give him orders, I press space, I'm saying, hey, I don't want to give him orders, you know, that's what I'm doing. You know, that sort of thing. I might, you know, try to tweak some of those little things. But for now, there. Yeah, that's all I've got. So, but, you know, next time, and right now I'm probably going to have to go to work. So, subscribe if you want to see me get this even further along. It's coming out surprisingly well. You might, you know, there are a lot of little bugs, but that's kind of the adventure of it. Hopefully we'll be able to kill all those bugs, we'll be able to get everything working the way I want it, and then we'll be able to actually start on the game, you know, a little more proper. We'll add things like stats and attributes for all our characters, so that they, you know, and then we'll test those attributes, you know, when they fight against each other, see whether or not they can hit each other, see if, you know, how much damage they actually do. And then eventually we'll add leveling, we'll add terrain. I'm thinking of adding in essentially procedurally generated battle areas, which will use the seed. The seed for the randomization will be the location on the map, so that each location is always the same, but I might add in a little offset, you know, based on something chosen at random, so that it's slightly different for each game. But yeah, and that's, you know, it's just all those little things that, like, all the little things I want to do, all the big things I want to do. I'm going to get started on those next time, which might start to make this interesting, like truly exciting. Well, okay, maybe slightly interesting, maybe not exciting at all, but you know what I mean. Next time.